Hey Mom, guess what? We learned all about Martin Luther King Jr. today at school. What was it like having him for a father?
Well, kids, I have very fond memories with my father. One of the first memories I remember the most was when I was only 3 years old and we moved to Chicago.
Tell us more about it, Mom.
Daddy told us we were moving to Chicago the next day after thinking about it that night.
Flashback.
He had a meeting with the SCLC and decided to move his campaign north. He wanted to fight poverty, inadequate housing, and unemployment. Daddy was always a nonviolent person and believed that rioting was not enough real social and political change had to happen, or else violence would happen over and over again.
Chicago, 1966.
We moved to Chicago in 1966, and Martin established an SCLC office, and we moved into a horrible apartment in the ghetto of Chicago.
Daddy, what is this house? Yeah, Martin, are you sure about this?
Yes, if other people can do it, so can we. Appreciate what we have. We need to understand the daily life of colored people living in Chicago.
Okay. Later that day.
Martin worked immediately with the SCLC to demand housing improvement he wanted. I demand housing improvement. I want the poor people to realize they can exercise legal and legitimate power. The mayor, Richard Daley, didn't like the idea of Martin coming into Chicago. This is gonna start nothing but trouble.
Summer 1966.
It was the summer of 1966 when he led a rally with 50,000 people called Freedom Sunday at Soldier Field. They all marched from Soldier Field to City Hall, where he posted on the door to City Hall, "The Chicago Freedom Movement's demands for better housing, jobs, city services, and schools in traditionally all-white industries." In the summer of '66, we did 2 months of marching through traditionally all-white neighborhoods, demanding open housing. An angry person threw a rock at his head. Ow! I have never in my life seen such hate. Not in Mississippi or Alabama. Martin and the mayor, Richard Daley, had a meeting together about the marching. Now, gentlemen, you know we don't have much. We don't have the money, we don't really have much education, and we don't have political power. We have only our bodies. You are asking us to give up the one thing that we have when you say, "Don't march." Martin and Richard Daley met to write a summit agreement. The marches would stop, and the city agreed to end discrimination and help blacks find better housing and jobs. The first step in the 1,000-mile journey to make open housing a reality, but an important step.
Back to the present.
So
Is
everything
everything better now, Mom?
Well, the mayor never fully fulfilled his promises and was never sincerely supposed by Daley or the city officials, but it did not make an impact and focused attention on not only voting rights, but rights to housing, job, and schools free from discrimination.